Pleased to have here a 15-year veteran in the National Football League, 6-time Pro Bowler, and a Hall of Fame inductee potentially next year. Good to see you, Terrell Owens.
Thanks.
How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Now, this that you are rocking today is part of Prototype 81, a new clothing collection that you have.
Yep.
And what do we call what you've got on right now?
This right here is a sleeveless hoodie.
So I did nail it. I nailed it from just looking across.
Nailed it.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm starting out with the men's and fashion line, and obviously people have recognized over the years that I've been somewhat fashion forward.
We did notice that. Yes.
So I had some friends to really inspire me to really do it, and so now I have. It's in the process of being launched, and so it's like fitness casual wear, especially in terms of the women's line. I mean, they have leggings, crop tops, hoodies, everything really that I've designed. Pretty much I've done myself.
And where do people get this? Is there a website for this?
It's coming. It's going to be prototype81.com. But it's not.
We're
live
still building.
Yet.
We're still building.
Right. We're in the process of sampling. And
so this is a sneak peek you're giving.
Absolutely.
Right now, do you have something, a hoodie? For those who don't have a gun show.
Absolutely. And this is not, it just so happened it just looks like this on me, but the everyday guy,
let's put it this way.
This.
It would not look like that on me.
But it would you still would be fashionable.
You think so?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think this does merit you maybe in the next TV only block.
You putting it on.
Would that I don't know. I mean, you're trying to launch a collection. I don't know if this sort of I don't know if this is the sort of branding it would require to help properly launch your line, T.O.
Everything counts. Everything helps.
Everything helps?
Yep. Everything helps.
We'll have to do that. Terrell Owens is here in studio, and the radio audience rejoins. Would you be willing at some point to take phone calls from our listeners as well?
Sure, absolutely.
Excellent. Okay, so T.O.'s here. We're going to take phone calls from listeners. I have some questions for you. I'm thrilled to have you here.
I'm ecstatic to be here.
Excellent. Terrell Owens is here on the Rich Eisen Show. Radio audience returns. We'll recall I remember the first time I interviewed you was a long time ago on NFL Network. We're back. Normally we hear the Ray Starkey Owens. He caught it. Radio call of that special playoff moment, Young to Owens over the middle. But we just heard the Summer All Madden one because we like to do something different here on the Rich Eisen Show, like say bring Terrell Owens in for an in-studio chat, which you don't do too much often. I see that, so I appreciate you coming in here, T.O.
Oh yeah, it's
good to see you,
man.
Thanks for coming in here. What do you think of it? What do you think of the digs?
I like this. This is a nice set, man. This is yeah. You're coming up. You're stepping your game up.
I am getting my popcorn ready.
You've got it ready. Yeah, with with a lot of butter on it.
Is that the way you like your popcorn?
Absolutely. Yeah, when I go to the theater, if I eat bad, that's the only time I really eat bad. Is when I go to the theater, I have to have popcorn no matter what. Even if I'm on a diet or whatever, I have to have popcorn.
Are you sure you're not just branding the T.O. brand
no,
when you're doing that in the theater?
I'm really not. Okay. I don't have a popcorn deal or anything.
At least not yet. I mean, we can maybe try and work on that.
Hey, let's do it. But yeah, I have to have my popcorn layered, buttered, and a little salt here and there, and that's perfect.
Now, I'm here with Terrell Owens, second most receiving yards of all time, third most touchdowns of all time here on the Rich Eisen Show. So now that you are out of the league and you are eligible for enshrinement in the Pro Football Hall of Fame next year, that's how long you've been out of the game. How do you view your career when you look back on it?
I mean, I really don't think about it too much. I mean, for me, it was a blessing to play the game, considering where I grew up in Alexander City, Alabama, then going on to University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. I never really envisioned myself playing beyond the collegiate level. So everything that I've accomplished, I mean, for my standards, I mean, it's kind of overwhelming because, like I said, I never thought about it. I mean, I was a basketball fan just like my son is, and things just kind of started to happen for me. And that's part of the reason I want to do stuff with the What to Do Foundation is to give kids the blueprint of what it takes to get to the next level. I was a 13, scrawny, 14, 15-year-old kid that really didn't have an idea. I played a number of sports in Little League. I played baseball in high school, basketball, ran track, and I ended up being a professional football player, and I feel like I was pretty good at it, you know, considering my competitiveness.
Yeah, I mean, a third-round pick, 89th overall. You're out of this small school. You're from a small town. Do you think you were ready for the spotlight that found you eventually?
No, I don't think I was ready, but maybe if my mom answered it, she'd probably say I was, because when I was younger, as a little kid, you know, I liked Michael Jackson, and so we had Michael Jackson contests in our town, like, you know, so every
hold up.
contest that
What does that mean? What do you mean? You were
like
singing?
we had, no,
like
we,
a talent
no,
contest?
dance.
All right.
So every time that there was a dance contest that, you know, that was presented, then I entered, and I was ready for the show, no matter what. And so I was with my grandmother all the time too. She knew that I could dance. So,
Right.
you know, it's a small town, so we would walk to go to people's houses everywhere, and so she would have me dance on the spot. She's like, Terrell, they would play Michael Jackson songs, and I would dance right there on the spot. So I think it was kind of just something that was in me, that whenever that stage was provided, I was always ready to perform.
So you're saying there's video of a young T.O. doing Thriller somewhere? There's somewhere that lurks somewhere in Alabama?
You know, we didn't have video footage like we do now, so there's none of that.
None of that? There was no, like,
No
camera,
Instagram.
film camera? No, well, definitely not. No.
So it may be, I'm not sure.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I had one embarrassing moment during one of the contests, is I did the Michael Jackson, you know, did that, and I kicked my shoe off. And so I was creative with it. I just did the moonwalk all the way to my shoe and slipped it back on.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So
and then
impromptu, you know what I mean? You just got to go with the flow of it, you know what I mean? You can't just stop.
And because it did seem that, you know, in your career, the spotlight always found you. Okay, I mean, whether it was how you departed cities, how you entered cities.
Right.
When you were in cities, drama always seemed to surround you. Did you like that?
Yeah,
Did you like that, T.O.?
I don't like that word drama, though.
But, I mean,
it makes me seem like I was a bad guy.
No, drama is infused with a negativity. I agree. I hear you. But there is, just again from my seat, where I was just, you know, covering things.
Right. There were some encounters.
Yeah.
You know, there were some encounters.
Okay,
there.
so the situations.
That's.
Is that better? Is that better? Do you approve that?
There were some situations.
Okay, so did you thrive in that, or did you sometimes go home and say, man, I wish this wasn't happening the way things are happening right now?
Being that you asked me, did I thrive in it? No, I think it was situations that, just like when I kicked my shoe off, things just kind of happened. I didn't know, and I kind of I just went with the flow of it. And I think anybody that know me, especially a lot of my teammates and people that knew me on a personal level, I wasn't a bad teammate, regardless of what people may think. I feel like I'm a guy of integrity. I'm a guy of character. Looking back on my career and some of the incidents or situations that happened.
Because incident sounds negative. It sounds negative.
Situations that happened.
Yeah.
Definitely, I could have handled those situations differently, and I could have done some things. I could have done some things differently too.
Anyone in particular that leaps out at you?
I guess what I think about is really, I think the Philly situation. You know, I think maturation process that I had to go through, and I've grown from a lot of those things. Yeah, I could have done a lot of things differently.
Well, I mean, and this isn't negative in saying that, but which Philly situation? I mean, there's one with the quarterback, there's one with Andy Reid.
The Andy Reid thing, that's, you know, that's minuscule in terms of the quarterback situation. And I think the quarterback situation, it really had to do largely with an interview and obviously my comments, you know, with the agreement of someone else's comment. And again, if someone were to read the transcript of that entire interview, obviously I know the power of the media. They had a lot of sound bites. They really didn't give the totality of everything that had happened and transpired in that interview. So it made me look like I was talking bad about Donovan and praising Brett Favre in that situation. When Michael Irvin made a comment and the guy asked me, the interviewer, Graham Bensinger, asked me, would I agree, what did I think about that? And I said, yeah, I would agree with that assessment. And that's how everything kind of just spiraled out of control. But, you know, to kind of let everybody in on that situation, Donovan, it was the second year. We were 4-3 at the time, and Graham asked me about that, and so I was just like, all right, well, he asked me, would Brett Favre be a better quarterback or something along those lines? And I said, well, and Michael Irvin made those comments. And I said, yeah, I probably would agree with that assessment, not really thinking where that comment was going to explode.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did say, following that comment, I said, we're 4-3 right now, but I said if Donovan wasn't hurt, we would easily be 6-1, because the team that really whipped our butts that year was the Pittsburgh Steelers. But nobody ever knew about that comment. So again, like I said, me going through that situation, that's why I was so gung-ho about where I stood and my stance on things, because the media made me look out to be a bad guy and really throwing Donovan under the bus. And so that wasn't really my intent.
So where do you and Donovan stand right now?
I saw Donovan a few months ago at the Larry Fitzgerald softball, and
okay.
we've run across each other's paths a few times, and Donovan is his energetic, personable self. He's funny. That's what I loved about him, and other than that, I think. I'm not going to speak for him, but I'm sure, looking back on the situation, I think we all, from myself, him, management, we all could have, probably done some things differently to make that thing happen. I regret not being able to bring a championship to the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah, we saw that on Twitter the other day. You tweeted that out,
yeah,
that was like your biggest regret.
Yeah, truly, because I came there, I went there to help get Philly a championship, and we were close, but it just didn't happen.
Terrell Owens is here in studio. I'm going to take a break. 844-204-RICH. People have already figured it out, because we usually hook up our listeners and viewers with folks like you, and they're kind enough to come in studio. Terrell Owens is here, and people are already lining up to ask some questions. And I want to ask you some contemporary questions. Sure. About,
contemporary
yes,
questions.
well, I guess about the present.
Oh, okay, contemporary, okay. Contemporary.
Terrell Owens is here in the Rich Eisen Show studio. Back with more in 1 minute.
I'm liking this show.
Good.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.